They say that life will put you in the same cycle over and over and over again until you learn the lesson. And I know that that's something that I share with my friends often when the same scenario pops up for them all the time. I'm like, what is the lesson that you need to learn so that you can move on and break this cycle that you are in, break this pattern that you keep living out? And that smacked me in my face very recently. So I have a video on the channel where I spoke about some struggles with my parents and trying to break that generational curse of, as Black people, we tend to take care of our parents. But sometimes, especially if you aren't standing firmly on your own solid foundation, it can weigh you down when you're taking care of your parents and you have your own child that you're taking care of yourself. And I want to break the cycle to make sure that my child doesn't I don't become reliant on her in my old age, especially since I'm not in any kind of corporate job. I don't have, a pension and anything like that working with right now. So I definitely want to make sure that my foundation is super solid and that I can be the one to help her. I want her to be like 25 saying, Mom, I want to buy a car. And I'd be like, here you go, baby. Here's the deposit for it. I want to help her in that way and not the other way around. I don't want it to be a situation where I am 75 and I have diabetes and she's helping me to buy insulin or whatever the case may be. Never that. Here's how it smacked me solidly in the face. I was looking for a video for some reason the other day, and I watched this one, and I want you to watch it again. It's a video that's currently on my channel, but a lot of you are new here following me as I travel through Mexico as a Jamaican. And this video was when I was still in Jamaica. Me not say no more. Just watch the clip and make we meet right back here so and talk about it. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the vulnerabilities behind that, because one of the things that I'm trying to do with this channel is share more of my life, because the lessons are there to be learned, and the more I talk about it is the more I clear it out of my energy space, and it's the more that it is available for you if you need this kind of healing and teaching as well, right? So let's talk a little bit about what my year has been so far. I moved into this big beautiful apartment in February and I love it. I can't tell no lie. I love, 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 love my house. However, right as that happened, things just kept happening that were just like, if you are a tarot reader, then you know those tower moments. Things that just kept happening in my world that just kind of shattered my confidence, my happiness, my joy. I was just like, everything is trying to shake me up to see if this was a good decision. And we are the ones that attach meanings to things. And I definitely, that's what I felt like. I was like, okay, I made this big move and maybe I wasn't ready yet. All these things are happening to kind of show me that. But what we have to remember is that we get to decide how we're going to live our life. And if we really and truly believe it, then whatever circumstances come up to try and test you, that's you testing yourself really and truly, because you get to decide the life that you kind of want to live, and everything that happens in your outer environment, what you can control is how you respond to it, right? And if you figure out how to control your responses so that it doesn't break you down, then life gets easier and life gets better, and you start to attract more things that helps you ease into life even when difficult times come. As I said, I've always wanted to be a travel blogger, and even though my finances have not matched up to that yet, I can't jump on a plane tomorrow if I wanted to. I can start small. I can take the trip to Ocho Rios or St. Thomas or Negril or wherever I want to go, to Portland, whatever I want to do. I can take the trip right here. I can start with Jamaica. And so that's what I really want to encourage you all, is to start small, do whatever it is that you can, and start from there and watch it grow. So today I'm going to take that trip to Ochi. Why am I choosing Ochi? Well, my mother moved to Ocho Rios and it has brought her complete joy. She is a country girl, true and true. She always loves living in the hills, and so listen to me now. She moved into a 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom house for like a quarter of what I'm paying for this apartment. Country life.
I mean, I wouldn't live in that house, but you know what I'm saying. So all I'm trying to say is that, things, I'm recognizing that it's not things bring us the joy, it's the experiences. She is where she is, and that's happy. And I made a comment the other day on Twitter, follow me there if you haven't yet, that my house is bare. Look at this big beautiful wall that I want to like put all art, and I have this vision of this little chair, what do you call it, of that accent chair that's going to go there so that I can cozy up and watch my TV, which is right behind you right now, and I can do more of these videos from the chair. And you see, that's why I put this there. I may set up a corner for my YouTube channel and thing. But anyway, I haven't been able to like buy any house decor since I moved into this place, because I've been channeling all extra funds into helping my mom move, into helping my father who went through a health scare. Enough things did I go on. Since we moved, just things and things and things and things. And it brought up back some emotions for me of some things that I went through last year. And someone said to me that, I don't know how to manage money, I don't know how to handle money, and I've been trying to work through that, because I was just like, okay, this is where my trouble. I made this big decision and now I'm broke. But I made the decision for me. I'm so happy in my apartment. I love where I live, and I have managed, like, no bailiff not call my phone, nobody not come for me, like, all my bills are paid on time. I'm able to help. Even though I'm managing everything in this space, I'm able to help everyone in my life who needs help as well. And so I'm choosing to focus on that. No matter how the circumstances seemed difficult, I'm also around, I'm fine it, and I've been able to kind of hold on to the things that make me happy while helping the people that I love as well. And that's a blessing to me that I've been able to do that. And so I know that the more I continue to be grateful for that and hold on to the fact that I've been able to do that, is the more things I will bring into my life space eventually. And so I'm not worried about my apartment empty, and I'm not have no YouTube space will look pretty, and so it's just a blank wall behind me. So far, I hope you'll come with me on the journey and watch the channel grow, and eventually I'll have my little cozy corner with my ring light so the video them can bash it and ting. But this YouTube channel is all about me starting to be vulnerable and open up again and share the lessons that I go through with my life, because sometimes like, I'm bringing along my child with me and she don't really see what's going on behind the scenes. Here she sees everything that's happening and she thinks that everything is cool and everything's fine, and I'm not gonna sit down and explain everything to an 11-year-old, but eventually she will come back and watch these videos and learn what it is like to go through life, manage difficulties, and still come out shining. And I want to share that with you guys too. So I really hope that you guys enjoy the new content, and we're not boring up the thing no more. Let's go have fish on a Wednesday.
All right, so you watch it. You know what going on. I mean, if you watch that video that I was talking about with my parents, you see how long me had a struggle. And when I watched that video and I thought back, I look over the years of my life, something really said to me that a long time may I do this. What is this? A long time in my adulthood, I can distinctly remember several times when I step out on my own, I have my nice like a job, I'm a care, I have everything I go on for me, and something happens with family members. It's not, with family members, and I try to help, and I end up helping so much that it inhibits me. And this has happened, this video that I just played a while ago was 3 years ago when I was 38. But it's the same cycle that's been happening since my 20s. And it really made me realize that because we will allow it, they are our parents. We want to help them as much as we can. And, I hate to come back on the internet and put this out there again, because I know especially my mom, she watches the videos and she feels away when I talk about these things. And I love her to death. And this has nothing to do with me not wanting to help. I will always help my parents, but it remains cognizant in the back of my head that I can't help to the detriment of myself or my child. You know, I chose to bring my child here, and it's my responsibility, at least until she's an adult and she can fend for herself, to make sure that her experience here is as good as I can make it. That's the responsibility that I feel. I feel a responsibility to myself to make sure that I am not a burden to anyone when I old and can't help myself. You know, hopefully that never happens. Um, but yeah, so the thing that I want to really and truly take away from this is just a reminder that you cannot pour from an empty cup. And I've been doing that a lot from my life. And even to my mom, I want her to take that too. Because a lot of where she is right now is because she has been pouring from an empty cup. She is still dealing with people who she is helping to her detriment. And I can't do that anymore. I can help, but not to my detriment. Because it blew my mind when I watched that video clip. I had just moved into that fancy new apartment in Kingston. I was living a nice, posh, pretty life. Everything was going well for me. And then there it came again. People needing help from me. Not just one person, people needing help from me. People who I feel obligated to. And so I poured out and I poured out and I poured out and I'm pouring from an empty cup. Eventually, the cup is all so and boom, I'm broke. And what happens to me? What happens to me? And it, that's the boundary, the hard boundary that I have set for myself now here in Mexico. So let's talk about it. Let's fast forward to now. Um, a lot of you know that my parents were here with me in Mexico, and I had to break that up. So now they are back in Jamaica and it's just me and my daughter here. And I really and truly we were going to go back home too, because I had lost my main source of income at the time and I was kind of struggling on my feet. And it's all good and well to make this grand adventure and leave your country and say you're going to live somewhere else. But if you lose your source of income, you go back home and you start it all over. You try again, you figure it out, and if it happens, it happens. And a girlfriend of mine said, no, 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 no. You're here for a reason. Don't go back home. Stay. You can stay with me and I will help you in that regard. She gave us a place to stay and you'll figure it out. There's a reason why you're here. And I was like, all right, cool. You're right. And I learned that hard lesson that it's just supposed to be me and my daughter living this life, the majority of it. I help when I can, but I cannot help to the detriment of me. Like I can't carry other people on my back because I'm my knees are kiwe. And so I'm now starting all over again. And I could talk about it. Starting all over at 41, me did in my feelings, but the kind of shame and embarrassment did that take me. It never feel good to be a 41-year-old woman sleeping on an air mattress in the living room of a friend's house. It did not feel good. I made it shame. And that stunted a lot of, I guess, my content creation and everything because me did shame. Me did afraid me did just like feel away. And it never pretty, but I saw the vision and she saw the vision. She was like, don't worry about it. And she's been a good friend in that regard. Because sometimes some people can really take some things and throw back in your face and you're just like, but she was a solid friend. She is a solid friend. I thank you so much, girl. Starting over at 41 for me looks like choosing me. Choosing me first, being completely selfish in my life, in the way that I move, in how I pour from my cup. Because the people that I help will always need my help, but I can't help to the detriment of me anymore. And so, you know, when you watch that video and you see me trying to start a YouTube channel, and I realized that, okay, my channel, I wanted to be about travel, but I couldn't afford to travel how I wanted to travel at the time. So I was like, well, Jamaica is a destination, so let me start here. And I was starting my YouTube journey, and we went to a few destinations, a few attractions and places in Jamaica. And, I moved into my big fancy apartment. Life was good, life was going good. And then it happened again, the handouts, I need help, I need you, I need to come stay. And I was just like, and, it happened in Jamaica, and then I brought it on myself this time. I brought them here with me, and it happened here in Mexico. And I'm just like, when I tell you that you can't leave, you can't move to another country and think that your problems going to solve themselves. The problems move with you. You can't run away from your problems. You are the same person, and you have to figure out how to live your life shedding the problem, solving the problem. And so for me, it is learning how to choose me, how to live my life, how to set myself up on a solid foundation so that I can always help, but I won't do it in such a way where it cripples me anymore and I feel like my knees are giving out from underneath me and I can't carry the one person that I am truly responsible for here and make sure that her life is always stellar. So, I'm here. I chose to stay in Mexico. Thank you to my girlfriend who said, you have a purpose here. We don't know what it is yet, but I feel it. I feel so happy. I am overjoyed to actually still be in Mexico and just living life as mom and daughter, as just me and her, as Munchkin and me. Certain experiences that we've had already here, just me and her. I'm so excited and happy that it was just me and her because I try to include everybody and I try to be the savior, and it just wasn't working out, and I was struggling and drowning myself under the pressure. And me just glad to say I'm able to pick me and know I experience and enjoy this. And I do hope that I will be able to maybe even bring back my parents. I know my mom wants to come back and live in Mexico. She will never live with me again. But I do hope to get to the point where I maybe can help her to move here if she wants to in her own place and, help her to do her own thing. But starting over at 41 means choosing me and living life how I want to live my life and focusing on the things that bring me joy and the things that I want to do and not having to make decisions because of other people and how it's going to affect them or not. It really is just about choosing me and doing me. So that's what the channel is going to be about moving forward. It's just me and Munchkin living life here in Mexico. Summer is coming up. We have a lot of travel planned. I will do some house content. I know you guys want to see the house and want to see all of that. When the big reveal come, you'll understand why you had to wait. Just go and hold it. Just go and hold it a little bit. You're so real. You're so swag. But I did get my residency here. I'm so excited about that too. I went straight and just got the 4-year residency. So I'm legal in the country. Nobody can send me go back on my yard unless, I misbehave. But yeah, I got residency. I know a lot of you have questions. How did I manage to pull that off while not even leaving the country? So I am going to do a live answering all your questions about how to get residency in Mexico. I will do a live too about the house hunting process and what that looked like and where we are now and how I chose a place, and all of that is coming. You will always see my lives are on Sundays whenever I am home. You will always get the notification, especially if you are subscribed and you have ding that notification bell. You will always see in advance when I'm going live because I try to make sure that they're scheduled so you can join in if you're available. But thank you guys so much for rocking with me up until this point. Still dep on my ear mattress. That is still a thing. But my daughter have fear of bed because so as parents we always make sure so picking them start out first. So my daughter has her bed, me still up on the ear mattress. So if you want to drop something, to buy me a coffee, a little housewarming gift, that would be nice. I would be so appreciative. I love you all. A question that I always get, people always assume that I lived in the United States at some point in my life. Me coming straight off of the banana boat. Me never live a big foreign yet. I've never lived outside of Jamaica before. This is my first foray at living outside of my home country. So we went from Jamaica, we stopped in Panama, we stopped in Colombia, we came here to Mexico. We never lived nowhere else. So no, I know because I try to speak so that everybody can understand me on this channel. People assume that I have lived outside of Jamaica before because I guess I don't speak with my raw Jamaican accent when I'm doing these videos. But that's straight from yard me I come from. Me never lived nowhere yet. And so no, people I tell people that I'm from Jamaica and they say okay, and then they still further on in the conversation want to ask me where in the States I came from. I ain't come from the state. Come from yard, come from Jamaica. And there are very few of us here that come straight from Jamaica to Mexico. The few that I've met lived in America. There are very, very few transplants that came straight from Jamaica here. But with there, you saw me eat breadfruit and anchor sawfish in my last video. Breadfruit trees are here, and one of my fellow Jamaicans here in Merida, she has access to a breadfruit tree. She share a little prize or a little bounty with me anytime she get access because I don't think it's her tree. So anytime she get a squeeze, she squeeze a little piece, give me. All the thing go as Jamaicans. But I love my Jamaican community here, see. Let me tell you something. Black Americans, me tired, I don't know. Black Americans are exhausting, and I get it. I'm gonna do a whole video on that topic alone because no never want to come for my neck. But uno run away from to, remember that. Anyways, not to get off topic here. Starting over at 41, I feel like in your 40s, you're supposed to have it all together and you're supposed to know what your life path is and your purpose and all of that. And at this point in your life, you're living out your purpose and you're passing on knowledge and wisdom onto the generation below you and you're setting the way. But if you are in your 40s and you want to start all over again, nothing wrong. It's never too late to choose a different path. And that's what led me here to Mexico right now is I could have stayed in Jamaica. I had the nice fancy apartment. I had the nice car. I just wasn't happy. And if you're not happy, don't feel afraid to start over. So many of my friends who are of them big position, them big job, and they're doing well for themselves on paper. Them have everything, the money, the house, the car, the land, everything. They have what I had aspired to at one point in time. And then when I started to get an inkling of, okay, I'm in my cushy apartment now and it wasn't fulfilling, it wasn't happy. And a lot of my friends reach out to me and say, because I'm living a very carefree life right now, I'm indulging myself in all my hobbies that I never thought I would. Like I went to a kombucha class the other day and I'm starting to make kefir and I started to make my own earrings here. Like if I ever had an interest in it, I find myself doing it now. And I love that for me. And my friends love it too. They're reaching out to me like, I love this life that you have. I wish I could do it. And I'm like, you can. You can. But some of us have these big obligations, these big debts. And so we feel and I would never want to be stifled in such a situation where I'm not happy and I feel like I can't move. So maybe your answer is not leaving it all behind and getting up and moving to an entire new country. But you have to find a way to do more things that bring you joy in your life. That is what my channel and my purpose of this channel is to encourage people to live more life. Like find a way to bring more joy in your life. Take back your weekends. Take one afternoon for you and only you. Do what you love to do. And so that is how I ended up starting over at 41 years old from ground zero all over again. Because I was not happy in the life that I had set up. And I was like, there must be more to it. I'm going to go find it. And so I left everything. I'm going to sell what I could sell. I'm going to go find it. And I don't know if I found it yet, but I'm so much happier now. I'm living so much more of a fulfilling life that me know me on the right path this time around. And anytime I feel say, all right, it don't feel good anymore, me pivot again. That's really all I wanted to come on here and say that, yeah, I started over at 41 years old, and for some part of it, it was uncomfortable. I did shame, and I said, Lord God, what this will take up on my head. We need to come go back on my yard and go find our work. But it all works out in the end. It always works out in the end. So even when it feels uncomfortable, push through because you know why you're doing it. You know the greater purpose. Push through. Life that if you live. And it not gonna live it for we. We have to take the bull by the horn and live the life. I hope I'm encouraging you to just live a little bit more life. And I hope you will stay with me on the channel while me and Munchkin live this Mexico life. I'm so happy, guys. I'm so happy and just excited for what's to come. So I hope you will subscribe to the channel and I will see you guys in the next one. My name is Monique and I am the traveling Jamaican. Make sure you leave some comments in the comment section below. We love talk. We don't know, we love talk. We don't know. So leave the comments and the questions below and let's have a chat. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. If you have any questions that you don't want everybody to see your business, you can always DM me on Instagram and I'll answer you whenever I have a moment. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one.